Now, questions like, did we meet celebrities? What is up, everybody? We have a lot to catch up on, a lot to get into. It's gonna be a real interesting video. Catch you guys up on my life, so let's get into it. So what is up, everyone? So I realized that it has been a while since I've updated everyone on my college program experience. How long has it been? It's been about 6 months since my college program ended. I know I'm behind. I know I should have made this video. I just kept prolonging it, life got kind of crazy, but we're here. We're gonna get into the video. I'm gonna tell you guys how my college program went, because I think the last update really was that I was custodial at Saratoga Springs, but a lot's changed, or a lot did change over the course of my year on my college program. Now you might be wondering on the title of the video how it says I worked VIP tours on my CP. Well, I did, but not how you may think. So we're gonna get into that a little later. So first, I am gonna backtrack a little bit, go back to Saratoga Springs Custodial, and basically what happened from there. So I got to my CP in, what was it, July? The end of July, and I got Saratoga Springs Custodial, and I think that was like the last college program update. And so then while I was doing custodial at Saratoga Springs, and I commend everyone who does custodial, it is a really hard job. It's not an easy job. I truly believe that it is a fun job. You get to kind of move at your own pace. You get to kind of be a little bit more free than other roles, especially being at a resort. So I think that the role itself was cool, and I wouldn't mind staying in the role, but just what happened was I had an allergic reaction to some of the chemicals that were being used. Like, they were just really strong, and like, I've used cleaning chemicals before around my house, like Lysol, Clorox, you know, that typical stuff, but the chemicals that Disney uses were just really strong. It's not like I had an allergic reaction to where I was like, couldn't breathe or something like that. It was more so like rashes on my skin that were kind of affecting my day-to-day work. So every time you have some type of reaction to the chemicals, you're always supposed to notify a leader. And that was the first thing I did. I notified my leader, let them know about the situation, what was going on. And so typically when that happens, they try and move you to a role that does not utilize those chemicals. So, but with the process at Disney, it does take some time, because you have to actually send a medical accommodation form to your doctor. The doctor has to fill that out. Then it has to be sent back to Disney and their health services team. So it was a whole process. That process took, honestly, about a month. But while I was doing that, I was kind of on, I guess you could say, light duty. So essentially I would stay at the pools, kind of help around the pool areas, because the pool decks, grabbing any towels or anything like that, I just wasn't able to touch the chemicals. So then after that entire situation, after about a month and a half into my college program, I got my new role and my new location. So I got moved to Epcot parking, and that was honestly one of the coolest things, in all honesty. I know it sounds like, oh, parking, you're just parking cars and directing people, but like when you're out in that parking lot for hours, you do get really close to like the people you worked with, and you guys kind of become a team, because you really got to communicate. It is a safety critical role, because you're around cars, moving vehicles, like pretty much all time. But I loved it. I love the parking lot. It was one of my favorite things. Like, it just felt really cool working in front of Epcot and like being out there before the guests entered the park or when they left for the day. I think it was cool just being that friendly face to welcome them in or say goodbye for the night. So I think parking is like a top tier college program position. I highly recommend it. It was a great time. Now, the only sad thing with parking is that there were no trams running during my college program, because they weren't back yet. So I did not get taught on the tram, which is kind of sad, because I kind of wanted to work on the tram. That would have been pretty cool to do that. But regardless, still working at Epcot parking, it was a cool experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So once I got moved from custodial to parking, you know, my assumption was, okay, I'm gonna be doing parking for the rest of my college program, for the rest of probably however many months I had left. If I decided to extend or not, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so then, of course, you know, I'm getting into parking, getting into everything, you know, starting to settle down, and then Disney Programs drops a bombshell. Disney Programs, they dropped 2 extension opportunities. One was the Galactic Star Cruiser, the other was VIP tour support. And both were, I was just like, what? And these were extensions on the college program. So you could have extended to do the Star Cruiser, which was about to open, or you could have extended to do VIP tour support for the first time. This was like a new role. Both of these were completely new, never offered before on the college program. And so I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I applied to both. And they both literally came out at the same time. So I applied to literally Star Cruiser, then I applied to VIP tour support, like back to back. So both applications opened, you applied through like, I believe it was Disney Programs. You applied on there, and then you got an interview. If they accepted your application, you got an interview request. They would have wanted to interview you for both the Star Cruiser and VIP tour support. So for VIP tour support, I did my interview. It was over the phone, but I believe someone from Disney Programs, they did the interview. Then about probably like 2 weeks after I did the interview, I heard back from VIP tour support saying that I was accepted. Actually, I'll put that congratulations email somewhere in here. But I found out I got accepted, and I was like, whoa, that happened really fast, because like I said, I was getting into parking, I was having fun with it, and then VIP tour support comes, and I was like, this opportunity seems cool. And it was an extension opportunity, so it's from October all the way until June and July. But now that so much had changed, my world was kind of flipped upside down so fast. I went from Saratoga Springs Custodial in the beginning of my program to VIP tour support. Literally only about 3 or 4 months later, I was just like, whoa, like this is crazy, things are moving fast. But I was super excited. I love Star Wars, so I was a little sad that I didn't, move more forward with Star Cruiser, but once I got accepted for VIP tour support, basically Star Cruiser, that one went away. It was either one or the other. So I do remember pretty vividly for VIP tour support, we started around October 3rd, I want to say. So the 50th anniversary had just kicked off October 1st of 2021, and we started October 3rd of 2021. So they wanted to start us, I guess, a little bit after that crazy rush that may have happened those few days. But that's when I started my journey at VIP tour support. Now going into this role, there were like a few kind of things that they told us about it in our congratulations email, and kind of also when we applied. So they made it clear that we were not going to be tour guides. That was not what we were going to be doing in this role. We were going to be in the same department as tour guides, but we were not going to be VIP tour guides on the college program directly. And so going in, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I think it's still, regardless, it was a cool experience no matter what I was doing in the department. Just getting my name out there and getting some recognition in the company that way, I was like no matter what, this is still going to be a really cool experience. So I was like, let's do it. Now, mainly what they stated in our congratulations email was that we would be working the valet service for the VIP tour guides who would like travel to different parks. And then we were also told we would be doing the VIP tours fireworks viewing areas at both Magic Kingdom and Epcot for like both the nighttime showings of their fireworks shows. So I was like, this seems cool. It seemed like a fun time. So I was excited about it. It was a new experience, I think, for everyone, whether that was the Disney Special Activities Department or us college program kids who were going in and doing it, because this was the first time we were technically the opening team for the VIP tour support. So I think that was a cool experience, a cool accolade to have, just saying that, I was a part of like the first of something at Walt Disney World, especially on the college program. I think that was just really cool. I'm not sure exactly how many people applied, but about 30 of us were chosen. I think we were all super excited. And I would say that those 9 months that I worked VIP tour support, they were some of the coolest, best 9 months of my life, because I think the job itself was like no other. Like, I think for me, what was so surreal was I always dreamed of working at Disney, for Disney, and doing the Disney college program. But when you do the college program, you never know what role you're gonna get, what you're gonna do. And so never would I think on my college program, I'd be working in the VIP Tours office with VIP tour guides. Like, that was like crazy. So yeah, I think it was just a cool experience for me, and just my exposure to the company as a whole. Like, I knew I wanted to stay with Disney, but I think being able to get a foot into the VIP Tours department that soon was like mind-blowing to me. And like, I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Maybe I can like do some things in this company. Through my 9 months, from I believe the 9 months of October 3rd to like July 28th, I was VIP tour support. And like, being there for 9 months, our group we got really close. Like, I still talk to a number of people from my role, throughout all my college program roles. Honestly, I still talk to people throughout all those roles, but the VIP tour support role especially, we were just really close because there was only 30 of us, and we worked together every day, always working together. We got really close, probably got tired of each other sometimes, but regardless, I think we, at the end of the day, became like a super close family. And we can always say, look back and say, like, we were the first group to do this. So I think we held that to a high regard. But being in that department for 9 months, working there, of course, we gained relationships with like the VIP tour guides as well, the coordinators, the leaders. It was just a great experience, I think, for everyone. It was definitely a learning experience, but I think overall it was a great experience for everyone involved, and especially for me, because it made me see that I can step out into this world, I can step out into this company and do some pretty cool things, you know? And I think I just want to give a huge shout out to, you know, Disney programs, the people who hired me, people who believed in me to actually take a chance to showcase what I can do and be a part of the VIP tour support team on the college program. It was a truly incredible experience, and I don't take any of it for granted. I guess to answer the question of how did I work for VIP Tours, during my college program, I worked VIP Tour support, and it was the greatest thing ever. So yeah, that I think is essentially the overview of my VIP Tour support experience. Now I know there are questions as to, I answered the one about us being tour guides. So nope, we were not tour guides in any way, shape, or form. That was not our role description. There were actual VIP tour guides who got hired to do that job, and then we were VIP tour support on the college program. That was specifically what we were doing. Now, questions like, did we meet celebrities? VIP tour guides, they have, you know, some high profile people sometimes. Not probably gonna get into specifics, but I'll say yes. But I do think what's super important, you know, when it comes to like celebrities or any high profile guests, is at the end of the day, you know, we're still working, we're still supposed to do our job and keep that high standard. So you always just want to make sure that you're treating anyone like a human being, you know, and just treating them like another person, because a lot of people come to Walt Disney World to enjoy themselves, get away from the norm, enjoy their experience. So I think that was like always a focal point when we, you know, did our job. This is just do it to a high standard and treat everyone equally. So technically being a part of the opening team for VIP Tour Support was pretty cool, because like I said, we were the first group. So there were some cool things that we did get towards the end, or just throughout our time being there. There were some cool things that we did, you know, receive, but we all kind of left in a phased approach. We didn't all 30 of us leave at once. Some left in June and some left in July. I was actually the second to last person to leave, and I was able to watch the incoming group come in. I actually did help train some of them. So that was a pretty cool experience as well, to, you know, say I was a Disney trainer and get some of that experience under my belt. But we did get some cool stuff, like I was saying, for being part of the opening team. We did get this cool VIP Tour Support opening team thermos. I think that's the name of this. Has my name on it. You know, it's all white and it's really nice. It's nice and sturdy. Honestly, haven't taken this out the box it came in since I got it because it was just too nice and I didn't want to touch it too much. It's like a souvenir, a nice thing to keep around. I might use it one day, but I like just looking at it. It's really nice. And then we also did get this beautiful display made for us by a wonderful tour guide. He's super artistic. He's a super cool guy. And he made this for all of us. So this was essentially, we had to wear this badge every day. This was a part of our uniform. And then this was our shirt, our outfit. We wear this white shirt with the badge right up there. And then this lanyard we wore, like this plaid lanyard to signify we were part of VIP Tour Support. And so it says Damani Hamm, Disney VIP Tour Support, Opening Team 2021-2022. So all of us got this. So I think it was a really cool, thoughtful gift. So I do cherish this quite a lot. So now this lanyard that I'm currently wearing now, this is the lanyard that we did have to wear every day pretty much at work. I did have to go find it. I forgot it was in my car. I had to get it from my car. But this is what we wore, this plaid lanyard. This is a button I wore on my last day, celebrating my VIP Tour Support time. And these are some business cards. Pretty cool, kept them in here from different tour guides. Like a nice collector's item. And then got my Disney trainer pin up here. Keep that on here because if it's not on here, I will lose it and I would be probably pretty sad. It would be unfortunate, but I keep that on here and I always keep this lanyard because it's a nice little memento and another cool souvenir to have. So I appreciate this. So last but not least, so at the end of our VIP Tour Support program, we did actually get to go on a VIP tour, which was probably the coolest thing. So we had a really wonderful, awesome tour guide, and she took us on our tour. Her name is Holly. I would say if you ever are looking for a VIP tour, Holly is a great way to go. And there are so many other great tour guides. So at the end of a VIP tour, you will typically get a Disney collector's pin. That is like special for VIP tours. So at the end of our tour and throughout my time at VIP tours, I was able to collect some of the pins, which was pretty cool. I think the coolest one probably was the 50th VIP Tours pin. We got this at the end of our tour, and I think the cool thing about this pin is it has the 50th anniversary, so it has the castle on it with the 50 on it, and then it says Disney VIP Tours. So this is a limited pin, so once the 50th is over, this pin will not be given out anymore. So I think having this was really, really cool, and I'm a big pin person, so I do like this as well. And do also have the OG Mickey Mouse pin. So typically how the pins kind of work, so there are different pins and they kind of go based off of how many VIP tours you've been on. So the Mickey Mouse one kind of was like the original, your first tour, you get this one. Then I believe there's a Minnie Mouse one, and there was a Goofy one, but I don't know if they still have that one. Woo. Sorry y'all, I sneezed. Took me out. All right, we're back. Now, with all the positives being said, I will probably point out a few negatives, and there weren't really many, but I would say probably, you know, working in that small group of 30 people environment, like I said, we probably did get tired of each other a little bit from time to time, but, you know, you always kind of get tired of, you know, family, people you get the closest to, and that's just natural, it just happens. But at the end of the day, we came together, we did our job, and we got it done. So that was what was important. And I would say probably another, not really negative, but it kind of comes with like working, is for this role, we did have to work quite a lot. Since there were so little of us, we did have to work a lot of hours, but that came with the role, that came with, you know, being on the college program, as typically you do have to work many hours. But what was tricky about this role was it was also hard to give away shifts. Like, And typically on the college program, for a lot of people, you do typically have to like contact the leader typically to give away a shift. And that was kind of the same here, but it was just harder because all of us were working a lot. So it was hard to just kind of give away those shifts or get the time off sometimes. And with anybody going into their CP kind of hesitant about this role and you heard maybe different things about it, I always say apply. I think that being in the VIP tours department would not hurt you or harm you at all. I think it can only help you if you want to grow in the company. I think, and even if you want to grow outside the company, this is one of the best experiences to have. Saying you're a part of the VIP tours department at Walt Disney World, just in the Disney company, that's like probably a top tier experience. It's a good talking piece as well to add to your resume. So I highly suggest it. If you're on your CP thinking about doing it, apply, just do it and see what happens. Don't be scared to do it, definitely. And I think the reason I say I wouldn't change anything, because I think everything does happen for a reason. So I think getting to this point with VIP tours, you know, it wasn't like a random occurrence. I think everything did build up for that reason. Having this experience available to me did happen, you know, for a reason. You know, my program being canceled back in 2020 happened for a reason, because I probably wouldn't have been in this VIP tour support role. This probably wouldn't have happened, who knows? But like I said, everything happens for a reason. So it's just a huge blessing for me, I think, overall, to get this role on my CP. But after my college program ended, you know, we did have to put in a transfer to a different area. Like, we weren't able to stay in the department, and that's also something to note. Like, you're not gonna be able to stay in the VIP tours department immediately. You do have to have at least 2 years of experience within the company before technically being able to be a VIP tour guide. So just keep that in mind as well. So all of us, nobody from our group was able to stay. We all had to, you know, figure something else out. A lot of us did stay with Disney, but just keep that in mind, that you won't be able to directly stay with the department immediately after your program. With all that being said, I also want to say Happy New Year. I realized I didn't say that. It is officially 2023. That means I did my CP. It's almost gonna be 2 years when I started in 2021. It's kind of crazy, but I do appreciate you all for listening to me about my experience on VIP tour support. It was a wonderful time. It was a blast. I loved it. You know, met some wonderful people throughout my time there. And yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're in your college program thinking about it, definitely apply, definitely do it. It is a cool time. It is a great time. And just like, I think when it comes to a lot of jobs, just don't let the job become your life, or try not to, because I know that can be hard. You know, a lot of times you work a lot, get overworked, but also try to make the job as fun as possible. You know, that's the best thing to do. And so that is a very important note that I want to leave with everyone. Just make the job fun, no matter what. I am definitely going to try to get out more content for you all a lot more quicker, because I do always have a lot of ideas and I always want to record something, but then life catches up and it's like, oh, I got to do this and then this and this. But there be so much happening that I do want to, you know, do a lot more in 2023, and that is a goal of mine, to get a lot more content out to you all. I think in 2023, definitely expect more content on, I think, all my platforms, Instagram, here on YouTube, on TikTok. I'm just gonna try and do more, get more content out, and just have fun with it, you know? So we're gonna see where we can grow, and stay updated for the next video, friends. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more content. Thank you for hanging with Hamm. And it has been a pleasure. And make sure that you do like this video, give it a huge thumbs up, as it does definitely help grow this channel and expand and see where it can go. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, comment with any questions that you might have about, I guess, the college program or my experience in the VIP Tours department, and I'll definitely answer those for you all. But it's been a great talking with y'all. Thanks for listening to me. Also, go Terps, UMD. But with that being said, thanks for hanging with Hamm. It's been a pleasure, and I'll talk to you guys later. See you in the next video. Peace.